Morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to class today. We are going to start in an reclining in an open chest pose, open heart pose. And so if you would take your blocks and set one just in front of the other. Now, this one that's going to be on your head, you can either leave it flat if your back and neck are okay with that. It won't tilt much, or you can take it higher to that second level, and then take your blanket and lay it over your bottom block because you want some cushion there. I'm going to sit up because I'm going to read something before we start. When you lay down, you want this edge of the bottom block to be right at about the shoulder blades, okay? So they're not pressing into the ribs too much, should feel pretty comfortable. If you do this and it's miserable, then take the blocks out and just roll your blanket and let that be over, again, that kind of upper mid back, so that you are still getting a chest opening without the strain. Okay, so all of that. And then let me find what I wrote. So find yourself comfortable and kind of snuggle in, allow your body to soften onto the block. Again, please don't lay there if it is painful. And remember that block that's under your head can go up a little bit higher if that feels better. And I want to start with this poem that was written by Nick Askew, and it's called The Cause of All Movement. An impulse to speak, to move towards, to live a life. And a simple question: where does it come from, this impulse, the cause of all movement? Do I speak, or am I spoken through? Do I move towards, or am I moved? Do I live my life, or is life lived through me? And if either were possible, which would I choose? Take that in and consider those ideas in that poem. Are we moving, or is that movement moving through me? The words we speak, the actions, the thoughts. And as you lay here on the block, really lengthen the tailbone, really lengthen the lower back. Feel the softness here. And for my one friend out there with her lower back, I know bothers her sometimes, maybe a second blanket or a pillow underneath the sacrum to lift the lower back a little bit more, lessen the angle of this opening. And take a deep breath, everybody. And feel the shoulders descend down. Either your feet are on the floor or your legs are straight, either one. And another option here, if you're feeling your lower back, is to lift the hips and just place your hands, palms face down, underneath your sacrum. Again, that will lift it up some so that it lessens the angle of this back bend. And then soften through your whole body as best you can, allowing the mid-back, the thoracic region, our vertebra T1 through T12, where the ribs are, where the chest bone is, Allow that to open a little bit and to defy gravity a little bit. And just breathe, everybody. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend your knees, let your feet come to the floor. Reach your arms overhead, but not to the floor. Interlace the hands, press the palms away from you, and leave them either higher than or level with your shoulders. So, in other words, you're not dropping those arms down to the floor. You're keeping them level as if you were standing in mountain pose and reaching up to the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, press the shoulder blades, the back, the upper back into the block very gently. And then inhale, maybe stretch the arms. Don't go low, keep them high. And exhale, just soften down to the block. Good. One more right here. And exhale. And then take both arms to cactus pose. Again, let them hover. Draw the elbows a little higher than the shoulders, as if you could point the elbows up toward the ceiling. The upper shoulders externally rotate. And then imagine someone has each elbow and is drawing both elbows out to the side. So the chest just got longer. Leave the left elbow where it is hovering and see if the right elbow will go a little bit closer to the floor. Don't make it touch the hand. The back of the hand can come to the floor. Breathe. And then lift that back to shoulder level. Let the left side drop down. And bring that up, bring both elbows center of your chest, squeeze palm and elbows together, and then open them both wide. Think of them going wide as opposed to down. Good, squeeze them up to the center, open them up, everybody. And last one, squeeze in and open. And then take the hands underneath your head, soft interlace, and lengthen the back of your neck. And let your hands slide up toward the back top of your head. Place that head back down. Reach the arms up toward the ceiling. And then just pull one shoulder down, kind of around the block, and lift up. Pull the other shoulder down and back up. It's hard to do that without bending the elbow. So pull the shoulder down to the block and up, pull the other shoulder down to the block, up, pull both down, as if you could wrap those shoulders around the block that's underneath you and pull up. Last one, just pull, pull, pull down. Good, release that. Take the hands behind your head again, interlace those hands, lift your head up and your shoulders up off the block. So you're looking at your lovely little knees, right? And then exhale or inhale and open it up. Let the elbows splay out to the side. The head comes back to your block. Exhale, curl it in, little curls here, little stomach work, and open up. Good. Exhale, curl. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, curl it in, squeeze and release. Last one. Exhale, curl, hold it right here. You're supporting your head fully. Lift one foot and then the other foot. You're still looking at those knees. One elbow to opposite knee and switch and switch. Good. Switch. Breathe. You should not be pulling on that head. The hands are simply supporting. Woo, good. Feel those core muscles work and breathe. Couple more. 1 and 2, and hold if you can. Lengthen the back of the head. You're kind of looking toward that corner of the ceiling and the wall, and then tap one heel, tap the other heel. Little bit of core work, my darlings. Breathe. Squeeze the belly in. Let the elbows splay out. The back of the neck is long. Find your breath. That's it. Couple more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, cross your ankles, tuck even more so you're super curled in and actually looking right through those knees. Take your hands to the backs of your thighs and push yourself up and off that block. Whew. Good. And then you can release those blocks and set them aside. You can release your blanket or sit on it. Either one is fine. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, one hand down, the other one reaches over, and then reach over your knee. Let that hand come to the floor. So if I'm mirroring here, my left hand is reaching, my left hand is reaching over that right knee. Take the right hand out as well, and then press back through the left hip. Just a little stretch here. Find your breath. And then walk the hands back to the knees so you're nice and upright. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, other side. Reaching over, just feeling this nice stretch of the body, especially after that big heart opener first thing. And then reach over your knee. Let that hand come to the floor. Stretch out the other one. Draw the shoulders back and then press back through the opposite hip. Nice deep breath, everyone. Slide the hands back to your knee. Inhale, reach up both arms. Exhale, both hands to your heart. Good. Shake all that out, everybody. Let's straighten the legs. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. Remember, you can sit up on a blanket. Let's find good, solid Dandasana legs, staff legs, right? Nice and active. Inhale, reach the arms up and breathe. You're going to take your left hand and slide it down your body, press it into the floor, and reach both hands in opposite directions. My left elbow is bent, right? That hand on the floor, left elbow is bent. Try to even out the sides of the body, right? Kind of interesting, because if we're reaching with that right hand, that right side gets super long. I actually want you to pull it back in and then switch, but keep the hands close to the body. Press one hand down, reach the other one, and then try to square the body back in into alignment. And switch. Breathe. Good. Pressing down through that same side hip, not overreaching, but actually drawing the ribs back in. Find your breath and switch. And breathe. Shoulders are back. Legs are active. And both hands down, everybody. Draw the shoulders back. Find that energy in the legs. And release and shake those out. I'm just going to sit sideways so you can see. Dig those heels into your mat. Lean back. Let's find a variation here of boat pose. Drawing those shoulders back. Dig the heels in. You're leaning back enough that you feel your belly engage, right? So we're not up here where it's kind of soft and fluffy. We're back here where it is engage. You're going to leave your left hand where it is. Take the right arm up. Whew. Good. Deep breath, everybody. How far back you lean is up to you. And switch. Whew. Press into the heels. Try to keep the chest lifted. Watch your low backs. And switch. Find your breath. And switch. Both arms forward, both arms to cactus. Yes, right? So you don't have to lift to get core to go, holy moly, what in the world's going on? Reach both arms up and then release and allow your body to just roll over your knees. Feel free to let the head tuck. Find your breath. Well done, everybody. Good. And then come on down to your side. Before we get up, I want to do a little bit more side work. You are welcome to grab your blanket and put it underneath your forearm, okay? Just for more cushion. And that's, again, going to be up to you and where you're at. Your forearm, this is a subject for much debate. It can be straight out. It can be slightly angled. I've seen teachers teach it more or less straight out. That doesn't feel good on my shoulder. So find what feels good on your shoulder to elbow line. I tend to go soft fist, pinky, and slightly diagonal. These underside ribs, pull them in. And breathe, hold them in and take the arm up. As you exhale, you're going to take that top arm and roll it underneath you as if we were doing this funky eye of the needle. And then keep it close to the body. Lift up, pull the ribs up. Exhale, curl it under. Inhale, pull it up. Last one, exhale, curl it under. Inhale, take it up. And then take that top hand to your hips. Take the top leg, I'm like this leg right here. Step it forward. Extend the other leg. Okay, now this leg here, this knee, this hip, if that doesn't feel good, you angle or you step it behind. Okay, any of those will work. The bottom leg gets fired up. Lift the bottom leg and hold. Pull those low ribs in slightly. They're not going to go far. If this is way too much or you're working with a shoulder injury, come on down. Just come on down to your side body. That's okay too. And lower that leg, but then fire it up. Pretend you're stepping on the floor, hand to hip or floor. Press up. Press that back, that foot really straight. Pull the ribs in. Take the arm up optionally, or your hand is down for extra support. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that hip. Release. Come on off of that thing and off of that thing and shake it out. Sounds like a song for some odd reason. Go to the other side. Laying on your side, you have your hand, elbow, everything where it's feeling good. Realize too, right, this dump kind of forward of the shoulder, not good. We want it back. We want that elbow shoulder in alignment. It should feel solid, right? Underside ribs, pull in. Reach the hand up, just pull that side body. As you exhale, eye of the needle underneath. And reach up. Exhale, curl under. Last one, inhale. Exhale, curl, reach that hand under. And then take the arm up or to the floor or to your hip. Take the top leg, step forward, straighten the bottom leg, pull the ribs up. Either you're going to hang out here or you're going to lift and breathe. Press into the fullness of your forearm, push into your standing foot. That's going to help. Hold the belly, lower that hip. Woo. Straighten the legs and come on up. Woo. Dandasana pose. Shake that out. Good. Switch back to the first side. I promise we're almost done with this. Lay back on your side. Find your alignment. Draw the ribs in. Choice 1, here to here. Choice 2, here. Press up. Arm reaches up. Belly squeezes. And funky eye of the needle. Look down and under. And take it up. Down and under. And up. Last one. And up. Take that top hand to the floor. only if you want side plank. I know, foot forward is like your little training wheel for that side plank. Also wonderful. Hand down. Ah, release. Like, what am I doing? All right, other side. And then we're going to be done with this. You can tell I have a little excess energy, anticipatory energy for those of you who know what I'm up to. All right, forearm, shoulder, here, either here, eye of the needle, or straighten the bottom leg. Bring the front leg forward. Lift up. You might hang out right here. This might be enough. Or 3 times, weird eye of the needle. Under and up and under and up. Good. Last one. Squeeze under and up. Hold. Maybe straighten the top leg. Side plank. Press away from the floor. Hand down. Hips down. Goodness gracious. Release. Last one on the floor. Slide your blanket down so that you can come onto your belly with your hips on your blanket. Oh, that's good. All right, may just stay here. Take a moment here to feel your tailbone lengthen down to the front of your mat. Your feet can be a bit wider than your normal instead of hips width. Take them out just a little bit and find your breath. And then take the arms to cactus, your forehead to the floor or level, whichever feels okay to you. And then just lift one elbow, squeeze it up and back down. Lift the other elbow, squeeze it up and down. Squeeze both elbows up and down. Now lengthen your tailbone, press into the tops of the feet, lift both elbows, maybe both feet. And breathe. Now I'm looking down at my mat. I'm not looking up, not even looking to the top edge of my mat. And lower everything down. Find your breath. All right, so lift one elbow. Lift the other elbow. Lift the legs, optional. Reach both hands back, palms face up, shoulders draw back. Legs lift only to your level, no pain in the back, right? Reach one arm forward, hold. Switch. One palm is up, one palm is facing in. Switch, just one more, both sides. Hang in there, everybody. And switch. And release, hands to forehead. Soften everything down. We're almost done. Deep breath. You're going to extend your right arm straight out to the side, level with your shoulder, or slightly forward. Your left hand goes to your to the side, and I'm up on my fingertips. Now, shoulder folks, please be mindful here. I'm going to push into my left hand and roll toward my right shoulder. Your head can rest on the floor. It is a stretch for the front of the chest. If it hurts in any way, you stop doing it. Now, 1, the legs can stack, or 2, the left foot can press back behind you. Please be gentle here. Good, release. Whew. Both hands under your forehead. Same thing, other side. You can also go cactus arm, which I'm going to do on this side because I don't have room. So my left arm is either straight out or in cactus. My right hand goes to the floor. I start to turn my body to the side and breathe. And then that top leg, your knee could stay on the floor, by the way, or that top leg's foot can come up behind you. You'll notice which side of the chest we hold more tension in. And release back to center. Both hands under your forehead. Find your breath. And then release this. I want your hands to your sides and then just push up. Take your knees wide on your mat and slide back to child's pose if you can. If child's pose is not accessible, come to hero pose or just an easy seat. Elbows are soft. They're resting on your blanket. We're releasing those shoulders. And then walk the hands up. Grab your block or blocks. We're going to sit on this block in hero pose. So you can stack 2 blocks, one on top of the other. And then just sit on it. You got your blanket there. It should feel nice on your knees. You're up nice and high. Hopefully no pain, no pressure. Here, we'll hold those shoulders. We'll get up in a moment, so be patient. Roll the shoulders. And shake that out. Inhale, reach both arms up. Leave the right hand up. Slide the left one down to your side. Reach for the floor this time and stretch over. So I'm on my fingertips. Some of you will be on your palms. Some of you won't be anywhere close. But stretch, open it up. Take that hand behind your head and maybe look over to the right. Come back to a neutral. Reach the arm, take both arms up, reach, exhale the other hand down. So here we are again, this side body thing, right? Maybe walk the hand out a little bit, stretch, go very gentle and breathe. And then hand behind the head, maybe open the elbow up. Keep everything lifted. Good, release, press up, reach both hands up. You're going to slide one hand down, reach the other. Now we're higher. See if you can pull those ribs in to level out. Even if this hand isn't touching, that's okay. And switch. First reach, feel that, and then pull the ribs in. Good. One more, both sides. This might be easy. It might be more challenging as you feel the obliques working. And last one. Pull in, both arms up, both hands to your heart. Shake out your head, everybody. Hands come to thighs. Push into your thighs. Let your shoulders rise up toward your ears. Kind of like a standing horse stance, only seated. Breathe and release all of that. All right, so we're coming to standing. Coming up from this position can be a little tricky. Your knees are ideally on your blanket, so come up in the way that makes sense for you, or just roll forward. Now we're in a table pose. You can take your feet to the outer edges of your blanket, straighten those legs, walk your hands back, bend your knees, and come on up, everybody. Whew. Well done. Take both of your blocks, stack them in front of you. You can move the blanket out of the way for now. Take your feet wide on your mat. So maybe turn sideways. Roll those shoulders. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, stay tall. Take the arms out. And then internally rotate. Allow the shoulders to roll in. Soft knees. So your palms are kind of facing up as you're doing this little forward fold. And then unwind, take it up and open. Good. Now, if that does not work for you, especially your back, I want you to just come halfway. In fact, I kind of like that. So if you don't want to come all the way down, come halfway down and then roll those arms back up. It's like, it's like you're really kind of screwing the arm in to its socket and using a screwdriver to take it back out. One more. Inhale here. Exhale, squeeze, 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 roll them in, keep the arms lifted, soften the knees, roll them back out, open, inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold hands to your blocks. Ooh. Maybe elbows to your blocks if your body allows. Take a look at your feet. They are parallel to each other. And the inner arches of those feet are lifting. In other words, not only are we spreading out our feet, but we're pressing into the pinky toe mounds to open up those inner legs. You can just let your head hang. Find the middle of your feet. I will tend to roll toward the front of my feet. So find the middle of your feet. And then both hands to your blocks. Your left or your right hand goes center of your block. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Finding this twist. Listen up. You're going to bend that elbow, slide it underneath like you're doing this again, this just weird eye of the needle pose. And then take it back up again. Good. Two more. Soft knees. Reach under and lift up. Last one. Reach under and lift up. Hold here, everybody. I want you to take that top hand to your center of your sacrum. Push off your block to lift up the other arm. And then release both arms. Shake that out. Inhale, both up. Exhale, both hands to your blocks. Or both elbows, soft back of the knees. Legs are working. You're in the center line of your feet. And then your left hand comes to the block. Lift the right arm up. Just find your twist here. Just find that. And then 3 times this eyeing of the needle, right? Threading through the needle. Reach through and lift up. Good. Soft knees. Lift through and up. One more. Take it down and under. And lift up. Hold here. Hold here. Breathe. You got this. And then exhale, hands come back. Oops, sorry. Take that top hand to your sacrum. Pull down on your sacrum as you lift up. Extend the other arm up. And release. Ooh, shake that out, everybody. Good. Watch your stance. Don't go too wide. Hands come behind. Interlace. Press the shoulders back and the knuckles of those hands press down. Don't over press, like don't strain these muscles the other way by over pulling. It's more of an engagement of the back body, right? So if I were to turn back, I want to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let that lift and expand the chest, not necessarily pulling down, down, down. From here, see if you can touch the heels of your hands together. And breathe. Just press the heels of the hands together. Whew. And then just release that. Oh, felt good, felt good. All right, move your blocks out of the way. I'm full of all kinds of opinions this morning. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, everybody. Fingertips to the floor again. The feet are parallel to each other. Left hand goes center, or right hand goes center of your mat. Inhale, right arm or left arm up. Don't overdo it. As you exhale, the same eye of the needle, I want you to grab a hold of your knee or your shin, and then release the right arm up and breathe. Release back to center. Same thing, other side. The left hand center of the mat, the right arm reaches up. Don't overreach on that shoulder. As you exhale, eye of the needle-ish all the way through. Grab your shin, grab your foot, and then the left arm reaches up. And release back to center. Turn the toes out. Bend your knees. Press the knees out to the side. One hand to each knee. Look up and stand up. Keep your feet there. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down, hands to heart. Keep the chest lifted. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. We have 2 left. Inhale, up. Exhale to heart. Last one, inhale. Exhale to heart. Hold right here, hands to thighs. Squeeze the shoulders up. Here we are again, horse stance. If you want a little more challenge, go ahead and lift the heels. Keep the shoulders tucked up toward the ears and breathe. Lower the heels, drop the shoulders, take the right back of the hand to the inner thigh. Make sure the knees are pressing out. Take the other arm up and then pull these ribs back in and breathe. Now I'm giving a good press to this thigh. I'm giving it a little bit of work, trying to keep the torso pretty even, working the legs, no kidding. Arms out, switch sides, press into that thigh, reach the arm up, and then tuck the ribs back in. Find your breath. Both arms up. Hold that beach ball, stand all the way up. Release. And roll that out. We're almost done here. Big deep breath, everybody. And just kind of feel that, right? We spend, you know this, we talk about this all the time. We spend so much of our lives here, everything's wrapped up forward. You know, what would happen if we just let the thoracic spine know, hey, I can move in both ways. I've got movement here, right? Especially this movement, especially this, not just back, but broadening through here, stretching through here. All right, last one on this one. Inhale up, bend the knees, come on down, hands to heart. Either hand to thigh or elbow to thigh. Release the other arm, take it up and over. You can sink down to your heart's content here and breathe. Push into your feet, keep the legs active, and then stand all the way up. Exhale to your heart, either your hand or your elbow. Breathe, soften those outer ribs in just a little bit. Stand up and release. Ooh, step those legs together. Holy moly. Grab your blocks. You're gonna stack both of your blocks. Actually, take one at the lowest level and one at the medium level. Keep them at the left side of your yoga mat or whichever side you need to see. Left foot forward, right foot back. Warrior 2 stance. We're not doing warrior 2, although we may start there. We'll see. And feel, actually your block should be right beside your foot, right beside your ankle, okay? So you can tuck them kind of in and then find that knee to ankle alignment. Find your pose and think about that warrior 2 idea. Front ribs, pull in. We've been doing this all class. They reach in and then just extend the other arm out. Good tone to the belly. These ribs aren't reaching forward, they're pulling back. And then this hand, instead of being out here, take it up and breathe. I'm rehearsing for air traffic controller. No, I'm just kidding. Good. And breathe. Turn the palm forward, pull the shoulders back, and then bend the elbow and take that elbow to your thigh as you take the other arm over, extended side angle, and breathe. How does this pose feel to you? Take that top arm to your hip, look down at your blocks, and take your hand instead of here to your block. Now, if that is too low, please come back to here. Zero strain here, but maybe you can press into your block, open the shoulder, pull these ribs in, and extend out. Push into the back foot. 1, you're here. 2, you've had enough. Come on out. 3, you're going to just release that top block so that your hands are on the lower block. This is really low. And breathe. Hand to hip, other hand to knee. Ooh, straighten that leg. Turn your toes so they're all facing the same direction. Deep hinge of the hips. Come on down. Deep breath in, everybody. Deep breath out. Turn the toes out, hands to knees. Come on up. Shake that out. Let's go to the other side. So 1 block low, 1 block medium, your foot beside your blocks. Step back, bend the front knee, find that alignment, front heel, back arch, or back heel. Think about these ribs, pull them in. Take the other arm out as if somebody were actually pulling you in that direction. And then take the other arm up and breathe. And feel strong in these arms. Like this is on purpose, right? Keep reaching those ribs in. Feel that. Turn the other palm to face outward. And then bend the elbow. Whew. Drop it down. Take the other arm over ear. You can take it up to the ceiling, by the way, right? Doesn't have to be over the ear, but if your shoulder allows. And breathe. Top hand to top hip. Look down at your blocks. Take your hand to that nice high block. Open that chest back up and see if extended side angle is available there. And breathe. Hand to hip, look down at your blocks. Maybe you set that other block to the side. Open up the torso and take the arm over and find your breath. Hand to hip, other hand to knee. Woo! Come on up, turn the toes forward, shake out those cute little hips, and come on down. Level out the feet. If you look and one's forward of the other, just square them up, and come on down. Deep breath. Think of the torso getting long. Maybe walk the hands out a little bit. Bring the hands in closer, turn the toes out, knees out, hands to knees. Come on up. Woo, shake it out, step together. Grab those blocks, set them up the same way back to the first side. They're on the outside of your left foot. You're going to step back into what you feel is a solid warrior 2 stance. Watch that knee, right? This thigh drops back. Like, get back there, but it doesn't sink. You know, there's this fine line between bringing what a teacher said to me that made sense is imagine your front leg's sit bone and draw a line from that sit bone to the back inner thigh. And as soon as I do that, I'm like, oh, okay, now it's pointing toward the back leg. Now the back leg is active. Now this pose and my hips feel really solid. Good. So you're here, straighten the front leg. Lift all your toes, spread them out big and wide. Press the big toe down and the other toes down. Keep the alignment of this hip. If I touch my hip bone, by the way, right, that front hip bone, it lines up right with my knee, right with my foot. It's just, it's like a little slide down. So squeeze your back glutes, engage the back leg. Front hand goes down the leg. Stop at the middle of the shin. Roll this bottom shoulder back. Lengthen your tailbone. And one, you're here. Two, you're going to just look at your blocks. And my blocks happen to be right where my hand was. So I'm going to lower that top block. So I'm stacking both blocks. Lengthen the tailbone. These top ribs, I want you to soften them in so that the bottom ribs get longer. Push into both feet. Take the top arm up or over your ear, triangle pose. Find your breath, maybe a smile. Take your hand to your hip, bend your front knee, and stand up. Good. Sure. Go ahead and step out of that pose. I was going to go to another spot, but I think I'm going to wait on that. Back to side B, side A, side B. Same thing. Find the warrior first. Why warrior first? I think, especially in my body, one, the alignment is the same. Warrior two, extended side angle, triangle, half moon, all the same stance. And it's easier to find your alignment in warrior two first with a bent knee. And then you simply straighten the front leg for your triangle, right? If you start here and then try to find it, seems a little more challenging. So you got your blocks on the outside of your hip. You're taking your front sit bone to your back inner thigh and then squeezing the back hip, back glute. You're going to pull the ribs in. Keep a hand at your back hip, straighten your front leg. And just feel that. Lift all your front toes. Lift the inner arch. Spread the toes and then let them come back down so that we don't hyperextend the back knee. And then just start to slide down. You may be here in triangle pose and here, and it's stunning. It's awesome, right? There isn't a compelling reason to come lower if it doesn't feel good in your body. And see here, I realized, whoop, I'm just a little long. It felt a little long. It felt a little straining. So I just shortened it and I'm going to pause. Bottom shoulder opens, top ribs soften in. I'm going to look at my blocks and maybe take my hand to the blocks. Front leg is straight, but it's not locked, not hyperextended. Let me put it that way. And then the top arm reaches up over your ear. The top ribs soften in, the belly tones. We got triangle pose. Breathe. Top hand to hip, bend your front knee. Come on up, turn your toes, and then step those babies together. You've got your blocks right here. So maybe you just come into a really easy forward fold. Your hands can either go to your blocks or they can come to the floor. Imagine that you are squeezing a block with your inner thighs, right? Squeezing a block between the legs. Get those really active here. Feel the sit bones lifting up. At the same time, the tailbone descends down and the back gets really long, everybody. And then bend the knees, hands to knees, look up, stand up, shake it all out. Shake it all out. Grab your blocks. You really only need one. All right, kind of gave it away already. Half moon, same thing. You can be near a wall. You can stay grounded with half moon, all good. And sometimes I'll see it taught as I'm looking at my mat, is just sliding all over the place. I've seen it taught where you hold on to the block. So let's play here. So your left foot is forward, your right foot is back, but it's not all the way back. And the front knee bends. And you feel this just nice kind of lubrication with the knee, right? With the ankle. We've been working the feet a ton. So plant the foot and then square that standing foot. Spread your toes. Lower the toes on purpose. Bend the front knee. Take the block in your left hand and then reach it forward. I kind of reach forward almost as far as I can reach. It's to the outside of my pinky. And for me, it's probably a good 14, 16 inches forward of my pinky toe. It's going to be different for everybody. Grab your other block. Sorry about that. I hope it's close. This will be easier to transition. So then lift the back leg. Readjust the block that's under your left hand so that you feel like your shoulder and your wrist are pretty lined up. Your other hand is on your block, so you can kind of play with this leg that you're lifting and feeling, right? So maybe you drop it down and you lift it up again and feel the squeeze of the glutes, and then drop it down, lift and squeeze. This time, hold. One, you're here. I don't mind this. Honestly, I kind of like this personally. But then if you can, you're going to squeeze that hip, whoop, and you're going to take your hand off the block and take it to your other hip. Reach. Maybe take the arm up. To come out, hand down, other leg releases. Whew. Shake it out. Both hands down. Whew. Hands to knees, come on up. Good, same thing, other side. One block in your hand, the other one maybe up a little bit higher. Stance first, short stance. Bend your front knee, the block's in your right hand. You're gonna reach it forward, take your other hand to the other block. Look at your standing foot. Did it curl into the middle? Can you find that stability? And then with that lifted leg, just lower it. That actually feels really good, right? And then squeeze it up and go, oh, there's my hip, there's my glute. And down, squeeze it up. And down, maybe one more. Squeeze it up, turn the toes toward the side. Press into the block that's under your right hand. See if you can release the left hand. If you're good there, the left shoulder opens. And then the left arm reaches. And breathe. And then release, hand to block. Lower the other leg. Whew. Bend both knees, hands to knees. Come on up. Come on up, everybody. Shake it out. Oh. Grab your blocks. I've heard, and it might be Chinese medicine, I'm not sure, that when you sigh, you are releasing anxiety or anxiousness. And since I'm getting ready to travel today, I think I'm, just kind of trying to let all that anxiousness dissipate. So you got your blocks in the front of your mat. My students, I love you all. You just know everything about me. Feel nice and tall. Shoulders are back. Gorgeous mountain pose. Your feet are engaged. Close your eyes. And feel your groundedness to the earth, your steadiness, your strength through balance. We talked about that last class. Inhale, open the eyes, inhale. Exhale, hands come to your blocks. And breathe. You really only need one block here, so you can take your hands to one block. Want you to bend your right knee. I am mirroring here. Bend your right knee. Your right hand goes center of the block. You can have it higher. Take the left arm up. So opposite arm is raising to the knee that is bent. And release. Straighten both legs. Bend your left. Left hand stays on the block. Right arm reaches up. And release. Find your breath. Forward fold. Hamstrings, back of the legs lifting and lengthening, back of the knees soft. If you can, your hands are on your blocks. Walk the feet out a little bit, turn the toes, come up on the ball mounds. Now, my knee people, be super cautious here. You're going to come up on the ball mounds of both feet, bend the knees, come on down to a squat, grab your block, set it whoop, behind you, and then release your feet to the floor. So now we're sitting up on the block. If that's a little too much for your knees, just walk your feet out. No biggie. And breathe. No biggie. Everything's no biggie today. Take your elbows inside your knees. Your palms come together. Find your breath. You can stay on the heels too if your heels don't touch. Deep breath. Release your right hand down. Your fingertips come to the mat, right? So they're just resting. I've got my knee pressing gently into my elbow pressing gently back. And then raise the left arm up. Gazing over to that left, finding your breath. Release. Come back to prayer. The left fingertips go to the floor and the right arm reaches up. And we notice that our breath is back to neutral and our bodies are happy. And release. Come back to prayer. Press into your elbows. And breathe. And release. Before we come all the way to the floor, if you're okay, just stay on your block and crisscross your legs and have a seat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale them out to the side. Your left elbow goes under your right. Eagle arms here, pressing the hands away from your face. And breathe. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to drop your elbows, curl your body in, and come down to or toward the floor. Please don't press this one. Tone in through the belly, lift your elbows, take them up, and release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms out. This time your left goes under your right, I think. Whichever way you just did, do the other side. And breathe. 1, you're here. 2, the elbows tuck. And then you tuck down and come as low as your body wants. And then squeeze the belly, lift your elbows, reach them up to the sky, and release. Inhale up. Exhale down behind you, interlace. Last one here. Whew, press those shoulders back. Let the hands just rest at the back of your block if you're sitting on it, and then draw the heels of your hands together. And just release that. Come on off your blocks. Grab your blanket and place it down on your mat where your knees are going to go. And if you want, just in preparation of Shavasana, you can take the blanket long so that when we do come to Shavasana, you have something lovely to lay on. Come to your hands and your knees, walk the hands out, drop down to puppy stretch. Go easy here. If this is a lot, you can just drop your elbows to the floor. Press into your hands, drop the elbows to the floor. Elbows are right under your shoulders. Your hands come to prayer pose. And then we drop the forehead as we raise those hands and bring the hands toward the back body. You're resting on your forehead a little closer to the hairline so that you're not scrunching your neck. Find your breath. Release your hands, everybody. One hand to the floor, the other hand to the floor, and then turn yourself around. Come on to your back. All the way down. Draw your right knee to your chest, straighten the left leg nice and long. Take the hands behind your right leg. Straighten the right leg up to the ceiling. Draw the shoulders down. Go ahead and just a quick point, flex, and circle of that ankle. And then bend the knee, draw it to chest, bring the left knee in. Hands go behind the left knee, the right leg straightens, and the left leg goes up to the ceiling. And again, a point and a flex, point, flex. Maybe a circle one way and the other. And then draw that knee to chest. Draw your other knee to chest. Place both feet on the floor for just a moment. We're moving into Shavasana, but I want you to do something. Take both arms up to the ceiling and then drop the ceiling down. Drop the shoulders down. Take just the right arm out toward the side and externally rotate it. So you're going to wrap that shoulder under while the arm is still lifted, right? So that the pinky side is trying to come all the way around, external rotation, and then just drop that arm to the floor. Same thing with the other arm, externally rotate it, pull the shoulder back to the floor, and then drop it down. And then once you're there, maybe there's a little more external rotation with the arms, but don't force it and don't pull the shoulders under. Just allow the shoulders to externally rotate so that the thumbs are closer to the floor with the palms up, right? Palms face up. And the pinky side is a little bit lighter. And then relax that, like let it soften to the floor. Take one foot to the corner of your mat, the other foot to the other corner of your mat. And find Shavasana. And feel your hips level on the floor. Feel the back of the neck long. Feel your torso start to soften and release. Breathe. And ponder for a moment, did you do yoga poses or did the yoga poses move through you? Are you a conduit for everything that comes through you? And can we be a conduit for love? Soften, release, and let go. If you would like, release that external rotation of the shoulders. Let the elbows move out to the sides. Your hands rest on the low belly. Taking all tension out. Go softer still. And then start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bend the knees. Let your feet come to the floor. And just a couple of pelvic tilts and tucks here. And then draw the knees to your chest. Curl those in, stretch your low back. And allow the knees to roll over to one side, coming into seedling pose. So much in our lives plant seeds. From here, press up. Come on back to your seat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to your heart. Bow to your own inner goodness, your own inner strength, your love, your truth. honor that. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.